Hi Aquarius, and welcome to my channel. It's the Wishing Moon. I'm here to bring you your January 2019 reading, also the yearly reading, and I'll do Who's Your Next Soulmate. I'll pull one card for each month of the year, and we'll just kind of look at what the overview of 2019 looks like. We'll try to concentrate on love, but whatever comes up, comes up. And then I'll do a final abundance oracle card, and we'll talk about blockages and just some advice on how to receive abundance in the new year, since this is Capricorn season. Good timing to set goals, especially related to work and finances and abundance. Okay, so I wanted to share part of my altar with you. I always share it with all the signs, but I change it just a little for each one, and so hope you enjoy, and I'll be with come back with your reading in just a minute. All right, thanks. Hey Aquarius, I'm back. The Wishing Moon, and we're going to do January. Let's start with January. Like I said, we're going to try and stick to love, but whatever comes out, comes out, okay? So January, maybe 3 cards we're looking for. Let's start with 3. I do have some work going on here at my house, so you might hear some hammering in the background. Also just getting over this horrendous cold, so you might hear me cough. So January 2019 for Aquarius. Oh, there we go. So conflict and defeat. As horrible as that card seems, I feel like you guys are actually traversing this. I feel like you guys are coming out of this. Maybe like December, there was a feeling of this energy. And I do feel a shift. Wisdom. That is the Hierophant card. I believe number 5 is the Hierophant. So okay, this is making me feel like, sorry, my dog is like trying to eat the cat toy that we got the cat for Christmas, and he's just looking at me like, what did I do wrong? Anyway, conflict and defeat. So coming out of that conflict, coming out of that, whatever this pettiness, this arguing, this issue is, the conflict is, you're coming out of that wiser. You're coming out of that more stable and more connected to spirit, connected to source. You're coming out of it with more traditional values, however. So just remember that. And potentially with some knowledge to help you become have more material gain. I get this feeling of I'm gonna pull some more cards, but I'm getting this feeling of running away and then coming back to like deal with the truth. Like you needed to get away from the conflict and what's going on in order to gain this wisdom. Now you have all this knowledge on how to increase some material gains. I mean, like, oh my gosh, so many cards came out. Okay. I'm going to try and get the glare off of the cards, but we'll see what happens. I like when you guys are able to see the cards really clearly. Yeah. And this is kind of what I was saying. So it might be associated with another person, with a couple, with a partnership. And, yeah, look at that. You end January so well. Meaning that you come in with this almost like defeatist attitude, you know, like this tower moment is had in the beginning of January, if not this end of December, and it's having to do with a coupling. Maybe like you thought you were going to be a couple with somebody and it didn't work out, or it was harder than you expected because there was like some kind of push and pull, this conflict that was created because of this other person you want to be with. Or maybe you wanted to break up with somebody. It could be either way. It could be like someone, you know, you wanted to end something with somebody and it caused this conflict also. So, you know, beginning of January, you're feeling like, hey, I'm on the like feeling really low, feeling pretty low. So you come in and right here where the wisdom starts kicking in, you finally get enough knowledge, enough, like, I feel like it's spiritual wisdom. I feel like it's emotional wisdom, something like that. You finally get this where you've gained more over time just from like going through this experience right here. You gain this knowledge and you come from being out in the cold. And now it's, yeah, so the hierophant, right? So now it's, okay, let's get back to what really matters. Let's figure out what is the structure that we want to create, you know? And then I'm going to offer love to it. So whatever this truth that comes out, and it may come out later, you know, it's going to cause mental conflict for someone. It could be you. It could be someone else. This is the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite deck, okay? So that's like someone from the past coming in and like demanding the truth. And it causes some kind of like hurt for them or for you. However, you're on this like lovely trajectory, right? After this wisdom is shown to you, after you gain the knowledge that you needed of like what you need to do to come out from the cold and to rebuild, your material harvest comes in. That means that you literally learn how to rebuild, you know, like you're learning slowly, like small things, like you're learning how to rebuild. So, I mean, I feel like it's this to this, right? 9 of Pentacles to 10 of Pentacles, like amazing. That's such a good progress to go, you know? It's like, and then to have the Knight of Cups involved in it is really nice. I think you may need to deal with someone that is hurt from the past and the choices you've made in the past. And that's okay. You'll be able to deal with that in a spiritual way. I think you're going to have to be very loving, and then you get what you want. You really get the happy home and the forever after relationship. Once you get past this mental conflict, this mental pain. And you know what? It's really wonderful because it's not a emotional pain anymore for this other person or for you. It's now just clearing. So towards the end of January, it's just a clearing. So you return back with messages of love and day-to-day like a what's that? A plan for your day-to-day. A plan for your connection with spirit. It's like, I feel like you're setting down a plan for your next steps. And it, like I said, the wisdom brought the plan, brought the material harvest, brought, prosperity to you, abundance to you, or at least the idea of how to get that. And then you bring in love in with it, messages of love. This resurrection that happens, and that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here, is like this resurrection of whoever was hurt, whatever was done, is just going to be a blip. It's not going to be a huge issue. I think you're going to make it through this pretty easily because you're going to be somewhat selfless and loving, loving in the way you approach it. So that's all you can ask for. Okay, so January is good. January looks good. Let's look at who's your next soulmate. And this is for people who are looking for a soulmate, by the way. I think I'm going to use my Morgan Greer cards. So we'll do 2 lines. One line will be for you, 1 line for the other person. Oh my gosh, it is snowing so hard right now. Like huge flakes. Like everywhere. I'm so glad I'm inside. Okay. So I don't know whose line it is yet. Like who's who. I get it more of an indication towards the end of the spread. But Aquarius, who's your next soulmate, 2019. Okay. Aquarius, who's your next soulmate, 2019. Someone is feeling like their progression isn't moving towards victory. Like they're wasting their time. Someone's not willing to put the effort in to make this work. At least not at this time. And it could be just timing. So Judgment again. So we're talking about someone being resurrected, someone from the past. Someone interested in coming in. Just these 3 cards alone, and I think I'm going to wait a couple more actually before I say anything. Yeah. Okay. Someone's not interested in letting something die. They want to recreate it again. They're going to come in, and you might actually be, this is just kind of a warning because it feels like you might actually get duped. Like there might be yeah, okay. Someone is spying, someone's watching you, potentially. If they're not watching you and spying, then they are somewhat narcissistic, meaning they are really selfish. And your energy, like I said before, seems that you're going to move forward, at least in January, rather selfless. So I'm not sure if this is you or not, but let me pull the second set of cards and see. So, yeah, someone's willing to take a leap of faith with you. And you might be the one looking and willing, but there's a call to end something in this. When you get the death in reverse, it's calling you to end something. There might be no communication between you two right now. I feel like this is somebody you certainly know that's coming back. And they're not willing really to work on themselves. Not sure why you'd want to take them back. Okay. Well, they may be cutting you out of a situation. Like you might be stuck in a situation. They might actually come to your rescue. Knight in shining armor kind of feeling. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of reversals. This could be somebody that you had a happy family life with at one point. And maybe this is something you want back. Let's see if I can get it without any glare. It was like nice and sunny here just a minute ago. Now it's like snowing. It's like a blizzard. Anyway, so let's see. So lack of communication. Someone cutting themselves free. Someone not interested in creating a happy home anymore. Or reminiscing. I feel that that's a sense of reminiscing about a happy home. Yeah, lots of reversals for you guys. Aquarius, what is up with your soulmate? Could be earth sign. Could be a Scorpio. It could be earth... Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could be a air. Aquarius, Libra. You know, another Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. But I'm not getting that. I think this is actually you guys. I think this is the other person. And I feel like the person is coming in, or you're going to go to them. Because you can't live without them. Because they can't live without you. Because they can't let it go. They can't let it end. They can't cut you free. They can't get you out of their head. The sex was great. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why. I need one more. There we go. Wow. I feel like they put a lot of effort into you. You know, it could go vice versa. Honestly, I don't know which way because I'm kind of just going with how I feel. So I feel like maybe they put a lot of energy into you and they feel like I'm not ready to let this go. The sex is too good. The passion is too good. We've had a happy home. We have potential for this happy home. The way we communicate is amazing. We're best friends. Something like that. Let's see. I feel like, you know, I don't know. I don't see much love here. I don't see much emotion here. I think it's very matter of fact. It might be like a marriage of convenience kind of situation. I know it's supposed to be your soulmate, but it actually doesn't feel very um, loving, very caring. It feels kind of like you're meant to be with me and that's it kind of feeling. Almost like a arranged marriage even, or a marriage of convenience. Like maybe you grow to love this person. Maybe this is somebody from the past that you had a relationship or a family with, and it's just like better for the kids maybe to be together, or like your families know each other, so it's like um, you know, easy for you to be together, and you do maybe grow together, because I mean you have the Fool at the end here and the Seven of Pentacles at the end. Those are good cards for relationships. That's like stability and growth and planting something and then waiting for it to grow. That's actually seeing the fruit grow on the tree. Look at that background. Just look at the background in that card. It's like gorgeous fields with like happy animals and the woman just like waiting on her fruit to grow. And then the Fool, you know, the Fool, leap of faith, going to something fresh and new. That's like one of the few cards that you actually have upright in this soulmate reading. You have the Judgment as well, which is just a big indicator to me that somebody is coming in from the past that wants to resurrect something, that's interested in becoming the phoenix, like growing again with you. They can't let you go. You can't let them go. It's one or I can't tell if it's one or the other. I feel like it's them, but I'm not sure. But I feel like somebody is watching. They're watching someone's relationship. They're watching someone's social media. They're spying. They are, if they're not spying, which I would guess, like, I'm like 80% sure that they're spying. Okay. If they're not spying, then they are going to come in with some like, they're going to come in with something that's stating like, oh, I've changed, but they honestly have not. There's not much change from either of you. All right, I got to pause this because I have to plug my laptop in. Hang on. Okay, all better. So I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm getting over this really bad cold. And I'm home this week, so I'm doing all the readings I can. Okay, but what we were saying, back to what we were saying, so neither of you guys have really changed. And I don't know if you need to. But the thing that I do not see in here is truth. The other thing I don't see in here is emotional honesty, emotional connection. I see physical connection. I see a family connection. I see a mental connection, and even like a material connection. Like maybe like when you're together, you make more money. You're combined. Your combined, what is that? Finances. When you combine finances, it's like, you're better in that respect. Of course, who isn't, when you combine finances. But, and that's all good, But I don't see, like I said, I don't see the emotional connection. And maybe that's what you need to get to. That would be my advice. So the day-to-day is not as important as the heart connection. At least not in my eyes. I don't think it is. At some point, you both are going to kind of have to get honest with each other. I feel like somebody's cut off someone else. And it's gonna need to open up. I think it's actually going to take a little while. I don't think it's going to be a quick movement to like get you guys on the same page. I think somebody's hurt and the other person almost doesn't care. Wow. Well, that's an interesting soulmate to have, isn't it? All right, Aquarius. You know, you guys don't ever cease to surprise me. Aquariuses are the sign that I am the most confused by. I mean, I'm starting to learn more about Aquarius. I'll tell you that. Like, I'm starting to learn more about them only because they confuse me. So I'm trying to dive in more to why they confuse me and what about them is so different than any other sign. But you guys truly surprise me every time I do an Aquarius reading. I just don't know what the motivations behind some things are. And I think maybe you guys are really interested in just shaking things up, like shaking up the status quo, just for doing that, just to do it. I mean, I'm hopeful that you go with your heart and the way you feel, but I'm not sure if actually that's true in all instances. I mean, I'm a Cancer sun, and that's how I live, is by emotion. But actually, Aquarius, I don't believe runs that way. I think Aquarius is certainly more in their head and certainly more about what is best for the collective good. What can I break? What kind of walls can I break down? What can I make grander for everyone? What can I make better for everyone? It's such an interesting way to make decisions and to live. It's so different than the way. That's why they confuse me. That's why. It's because it's just very different than the way I live. So okay, I think we're good with soulmate. Sorry, I didn't get anything else about what they look like or anything like that from these cards. And I want to move on, so. Okay, so we're going to do just a one card pull for each month of 2019, and then we'll just kind of talk about the overall energies going on. This is January. Okay. Patience and planning. Now I need the light. I don't have any light. Okay. I think I broke the light. Anyway, patience and planning. Sacrifice. Emotional withdrawal. Okay. So. That's January, okay. So I'm getting the feeling that you guys actually sacrificed something in like December, end of the year kind of feeling, that is now causing you to second guess and think about, okay, where do I move from here? And maybe it's causing a little bit of emotional withdrawal, like just you to go into yourself a little bit and think about the decisions that you've made. Maybe even walk away from it for a little bit. It doesn't have to be on the forefront all the time. So maybe you do take a bit of a break from like a stress. I feel like you do a stress break. Okay. Like not a bad thing, like a self-induced stress break. Okay, so February. Recognition and reward. So good. So like this nice break that you took for yourself, this much needed time to do some planning, to not feel like you've sacrificed everything. You get recognized for that. And people start wanting to work together with you on different things. Like opportunities start opening up for February. March is triumphant success. So good. As these opportunities come in, you start making the choices that are needed. And this is just Ace of Swords. So it's like the truth comes out. You cut through the bullshit, and then those opportunities that have come about now is causing wonderful passion to be ignited. So that's like Ace of Wands. I think you got the Ace of Wands twice here. And that's just like creativity being ignited. This flame inside you is growing. You now realize what you need to do. And then prosperity is right after that. So yeah, I mean, that's where we start manifesting, right? When we are at the highest level of happiness. That's when you want to start manifesting, especially. So you're going to see some success March, and then more things start opening up even, and then you really start seeing the possibilities and the passions that can be created in May, January, February, March, April, excuse me, in April. And then you even see, is that another ace? Yeah, okay. You have 3 aces. 1, 2, 3, okay? So not only does the honesty and the choices, you make the correct choices, you ignite passion and creativity and a fire, and you also, money starts coming in. The material realm hits down. So the base chakra with the prosperity begins, that's almost like my favorite mix, because it's telling me that not only it's a card of like saying the things that you're hoping for, the things that prosperity is bringing is actually hitting ground now, is actually being real, is actually coming to fruition. It's not just this idea anymore. It's actually coming into your bank account, you know. So I think that is June, January, February, March, April, May. Let's do June. And you're feeling like you're supported also in May. May has a good support system for you. Wow. Okay. So here's June. Let me see if I can fit these in. I'd like to fit them in 6 and 6. So I don't have another row. Okay. Here's June. June looks like accelerated motion and intuition. That's the High Priestess in the Rider-Waite deck. I also got obstacles and challenges. Okay. So you have to be careful. Anytime I get this obstacles and challenges card, I always warn, be careful of the bridges you burn. Okay. Because sometimes those bridges are not small like this where you can leap over. Sometimes they're collapsed. So careful. Go with your intuition. Listen to your inner guide about that, because there's going to be some obstacles that come up. Of course, you're igniting this whole new world of passion and recognition and prosperity and material wealth. There's going to be challenges that that you're going to face through that. And power dynamics. So you could be dealing with a Leo. But it's really more an energy, and it's like July is going to be about taking power in your own hands. It's going to be about power dynamics and the things that you want to give power to. What do you want to take on? What do you want to give up? Those are the questions. So August, shadow, which is the moon card, and moving on. So I kind of get this feeling that you're going to give up some power. And that's kind of why I felt like I needed to say that earlier, that you will be giving some parts of what no longer serves you up. And it's going to be potentially a process for you. Like, I don't think it's going to be overnight that you're just going to say, okay, I'm done taking care of the kids. You know what I mean? Or I'm done working this hard. Or I'm done... I don't know what it is. I'm done being taken for granted. I'm done... I think it's something that you've been keeping hidden, something that you didn't want other people to know about, some kind of hidden feeling that you had felt for a while, and now you're saying like, okay, I'm done actually keeping this to myself. I'm done feeling this way. I can move past this. And that's like part of your destiny. It's like the wheel is now moving, and you can actually change what no longer serves you more easily. Okay, because you could do that at any time, but there are certain times when it's a lot easier to jump on the wheel and to just ride it out than to create this momentum. Sometimes the momentum is already going. You just jump on and you're like, okay, great. Like, I can move through these obstacles with accelerated motion. I can just listen to my intuition. I can just kind of flow through this really easily. And there's sometimes that you create this with like this energy. Like, you actually have to like stop the wheel. Like, this is where the wheel, like, here's the wheel, right? Here's the wheel moving. And then it stops. Like, I feel like the obstacles stop it. Okay. So the flow stops, right? And then all of a sudden, here you are, like, I can step into my power. Like, I know what to give away. I know what to let go of. I'm going to have to go into my shadow side to find it. I'm going to have to figure out, like, what are the things that I'm contributing to in this, and then move on, And I think Aquarius does this very well, actually. I don't think you're going to settle in this energy long. I think this is going to be a really... quick way to do this. And then all of a sudden, once this is done, the moving on, here comes the wheel starts again. It starts slow. So we're talking about September. It starts slow again. You start it back up again. You're going to hop on the wheel again. You're waiting. You're still waiting in October. You're still waiting. Timing is not perfect yet. You start the wheel, but it's not ready. It's not ready to hop on yet. November. So November, a union. So maybe it's time to hop on in November, really. A union, love comes out. Okay. So good. I'm really happy because I didn't see, the green cards are are cup cards, okay? Again, I didn't see many cups in here again, you know? You got one here and it's a negative one. So memories of love, reminiscing, okay? Somebody from your past, I'm telling you, somebody from your past is coming in to show that they're the person for you. They're the union that you desire. And somebody's playing the waiting game for that. I mean, this is all about you. So maybe this is what you're destined to be. Like, you're destined to start the wheel, okay? Get it in motion. This is just getting your planning right, getting everything on the cog of the wheel set. Starts moving. Your timing has got to be perfect now, right? October, excuse me. October. And then here you go. You just kind of almost fall into the spiritual union because somebody's missing you or you're missing this other person. Okay, December. So how does the year close out? Fertility. Okay, so something's being birthed. It doesn't have to be a child, but it could be a child. If you want to have a baby, December, you could be very fertile. You could get pregnant. You could have a child. It's the Empress card and the Major Arcana. And it speaks of birthing something. So that doesn't have to be a child, but it could be a situation. It could be a new romance. It could be a budding new job, new business, a new way of life. It could be speaking of nurturing yourself. It's a good way to end the year. These last two cards or last 2 months are going to be really good for you. You're going to feel very nostalgic. You're going to feel this connection to someone, and you're going to feel fertile. You're going to feel like you're ready to birth something, and it just needs your love and care. And it could be just a new you that you need to, that's being ready to be rebirthed. Okay, so that's 2019. Looks good. It looks good. 2019 looks like a good year for you guys. Some lessons to be learned, but it's all right, right? You can do it. Aquarius is great like that. I'm going to pull one abundance card. Just advice for money and whatever you feel like abundance is. Oh, okay. So 2 cards came out. Dreams of abundance and employment change. So, I mean, I think I mentioned this in the reading that, like, I felt like somebody might be interested in changing jobs. Like, you might be interested in changing jobs. Okay, dreams of abundance. Let's see if we can get this in. I've been having a hard time with this. There we go. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Okay. So if you're having these dreams of abundance, of, well, whatever they are, if you're having dreams, then it might be a time to really think about your dreams and think about what's possible to you. You know what this also makes me feel like? Don't abandon the dreams from your childhood that you wanted to do. Don't abandon the dreams that you wanted to create. You can, I feel like this is the year you can actually create any of that. Employment change. I feel like you're going to give up some kind of responsibility this year. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Okay. That's a pretty card. So weird. I don't feel like any of these pictures really resonate with what they're saying, but the words are so wonderful. It's like you're being supported. So, I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, right? Your dreams lead you to new work. Okay, so I think we're all done. I guess I'll leave this out for just a minute. I just want to mention that I'm opening up 7 slots in a few weeks on my website, thewishingmoon.com. It's for some goal setting. We're going to do some drilling down to find out why you haven't achieved the goals that you're setting. What are the blocks? We're going to go into tarot a little bit about the blocks and what you can do to remove those. Find out why you have them, what the belief system is behind it. And it'll be about 20-minute sessions. I'm going to open about 7 of them for free, and then we'll see how those go. So, okay, check out my website then, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, love you guys. Bye.